Today we're going to talk about how to tack on a ducking boat without fouling them. We do this maneuver a lot in team racing and we call it the slam dunk. Here Jensen's sailing on starboard tack and decides to tack right on top of Max. Because they're so close, his sails hit and Max calls for a penalty. In general, there are only 3 rules that apply to this situation. Here we'll review them all in a slow motion instant replay. The first rule that applies in this situation is a simple port starboard. Here, Jensen is on starboard tack, and Max is on port tack. Max decides to duck Jensen as he probably should. At this point, Jensen decides to tack on Max and starts turning his tiller. Because Jensen is a right-of-way boat altering course, he must give Max room to keep clear while he initiates this turn. As soon as he crosses head to wind, Jensen becomes a tacking boat and must therefore keep clear of Max. Because his sail overrolls and hit Max's boat, he fails to do so. In this situation, the penalty would go against Jensen. It's important to note that just because the boats don't hit doesn't mean a foul hasn't occurred. Here's the same situation without contact, but the outcome would have been the same. Penalty on Jensen. Now that we understand these rules, we can learn how a port tack ducking boat can actually prevent a starboard tack boat from tacking. Here in this sequence we'll watch as Max, the port tack boat, will head up nearly to head to wind as he ducks Jensen. At this point, Jensen looks over and knows that if he completes his tack, he will immediately foul Max. As the boat trying to execute the slam dunk, it's critical to keep your eyes on the boat you're slam dunking. Watch here as Jensen watches every move Max makes and realizes that he can't tack without fouling. If he hadn't looked and just done a roll tack, it clearly would have hit. The next logical question as a starboard tack boat trying to execute the slam dunk is how to avoid the foul. The first thing you must do is make sure while you're tacking to keep your eyes on the boat that you're tacking on. If they head up and close the gap between you, you're going to have to be patient. The second and third tips are to maintain your speed and execute a smooth, efficient tack with little roll. Here Jensen gets closer and closer to making this a perfect maneuver. Here he goes for the slam dunk, keeps his eyes on Max, realizes he has little distance to work with, maintains his speed, and does a nice efficient tack and comes out on top. With enough practice, every time you're a starboard tack boat, you should feel 100% confident that you can slam dunk a port tacker without fouling. Here Jensen comes across, watches Max, stays nice and smooth, little roll, and comes out in a power position.